Most horses don't suddenly go lame overnight, excluding injury and trauma, of course. Compensation patterns build over time. Movement patterns, limb loading, and balance shift in order for the horse to feel more comfortable. The thing is, these are the things that owners miss. And the next thing that happens, the horse is lame, and expensive investigations are pending in order to find out what's going on. What if you could actually look at your horse and understand whether you're on that path or not? Using diagrams from my Train Your Eye framework, I'm going to take you through 3 signs to constantly assess in order to understand how your horse is doing and to prevent these expensive investigations being necessary. We're going to take a look at horizontal balance, limb loading, and the back. And we're going to think about how we can regularly assess these areas, what that means for your particular horse, and how to understand whether action is required. Let's start with horizontal balance, the balance from front to back. If this balance is left unaddressed, a horse that is struggling will compensate further and drop more and more into this balance. If we imagine a seesaw running along the horse's body, a downhill balance means that the horse is carrying more weight over and through the front legs than it is carrying into the hind end. This means effectively the seesaw will be tipping forward at the front and lifting up at the back. If a horse isn't actually doing any work, that's fine, because it doesn't have to carry a rider. If the horse needs to carry a rider, that balance, compounding over time, will lead to stress and strain through the areas of the forelimbs, the neck, and potentially elsewhere in the body. So it's important to understand how your horse is actually standing with the weight distribution. So what you can do is look for the seesaw effect, whether the horse is actually tipping forward and coming up at the back, whether it is more neutral, or whether it is actually loading into the hind end and coming more uphill. Limb loading and placement. When we observe our horses, we want to see if they can actually even distribute their weight over the 4 limbs. If we're looking at our horses in a natural position, i.e. standing grazing or eating a hay net or just standing at rest, we want to see a reasonably square stance. If we frequently do not see this, the horse is actually pointing one foreleg, one hind leg, or constantly shifting the weight around, this is a sign the horse is in discomfort and the limb loading is actually shifting around in order to find more comfort, but the horse is unable to distribute the weight evenly from left to right. Finally, the back. The back is, of course, where we sit. So any discomfort or disconnection here is going to have a high degree of possibility to cause problems within the horse's ridden career. What we see quite often is the back being disconnected, as in hollow. So what you see there is quite a big dip or a Nike tick along the spine where you see the front end and hind end connections. This indicates that the horse is not able to lift the back and connect the hind end and front end. So therefore, the carrying capacity for a rider is going to be limited. This in turn indicates that the longevity for a ridden career is going to be limited. We need to think that it's easy to spot the connection through the back from the front end to the hind end so that the horse looks smooth and balanced throughout, not that there is a U shape in the middle indicating that the horse is dysfunctional within the spine. None of these things automatically mean your horse is lame, but they are often early indications that the body isn't functioning or loading as well as it should be. And the earlier you learn to recognise these patterns, the earlier you can start making changes before they become much bigger problems. Because very often horses don't go from completely fine to suddenly broken. There's usually a long period in between where the horse is trying to compensate, adapt and cope. And that's the stage most people miss. If you found this useful, let me know in the comments which of these signs you notice most commonly in horses around you. And if you want to learn more about how I assess posture, balance and movement patterns in horses, I'll leave links to my assessment and Train Your Eye framework below.